Disturbed frontman David Draiman has called out Rage Against the Machine guitarist Tom Morello after he said the controversial group Kneecap is clearly the Rage Against the Machine of today in his view. Now, this is all interesting because Draiman and Morello were both a part of that recent Back to the Beginning show. They were both there in person just a few days ago. Of course, Morello was the musical director, and you had Draiman on hand to perform as well. Obviously, Draiman feels very strongly about this subject, as does Tom Morello, and here's what we know about the situation. David Draiman from Disturbed just called out Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine as shameful for praising the Irish rap trio Kneecap amid their ongoing controversies over pro-Palestine statements. It all started with Kneecap, a Belfast-based group who back in April at Coachella projected messages accusing Israel of genocide against Palestinians, which drew heavy backlash, including accusations of anti-Semitism. Sharon Osbourne blasted the band for it and called for them to be banned from performing there, even pushing to revoke their U.S. visas afterwards. One band member even faced charges related to displaying a Hezbollah flag at a gig, triggering a counter-terror investigation. Fast forward to this week, and Tom Morello gave them high praise in an interview on the Strombo show, saying they're clearly the Rage Against the Machine of now, and adding that they speak truth to power rather than being terrorists. He highlighted their fearless political edge, comparing it to his own band's activism. That's when David Draiman, who's been vocal in support of Israel and previously thanked Osbourne for her stance against Kneecap, fired back on X with a post linking Morello's comments, saying, "Shameful. Truly. Wish I could say I was shocked. Guess my family doesn't count when it comes to my friends virtue signaling to those who support terror and incite Jew hatred." Now the exchange hits even harder because it comes just days after Draiman, Morello, and Sharon Osbourne were all together at the Back to the Beginning event, a celebration of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne's final show, where Morello served as musical director and hosted supergroup performances. Now, Draiman sang tracks like Shot in the Dark and Sweet Leaf with one of those groups, but faced some boos from parts of the crowd when he walked out on stage. He later responded to those alleged boos, saying, "Yes, there were a few boos when I walked out, but I came to pay homage to my teachers, my idols, the mighty Black Sabbath, and I wasn't about to let a few Jew-hating morons deter that." Draiman is no stranger to these kind of clashes. He's had public feuds with other artists over similar issues, like calling out Pink Floyd's Roger Waters for what he sees as anti-Semitic views, even saying he'd gladly fight him if he saw him. He's also criticized Kanye West for anti-Semitic rants and had other feuds with artists as well. Of course, fans who support Israel, like those siding with Draiman, feel betrayed when musicians seem to endorse what they view as terror-linked hatred, with many other artists making their position clear on that matter. But Draiman frames it personally, calling Morello a friend and linking it to his family's safety, while Morello positions Kneecap as modern rebels against oppression, just like Rage Against the Machine. Neither's followed up yet, but obviously this has divided fans online, with some in the comments calling out Tom Morello. What do you think about this situation, and where do you stand? Let me know in the comments down below.